Hey, what's going on, people? Just gonna do like a quick memorial video, I guess, for this brand, Apical Greens. These are literally like the only remnants of unique products that I have from them, because I just didn't think they were gonna go out of business this year, even though it totally makes sense why they did, you know. I'm actually, when I look back on it, in hindsight is 2020, but I'm actually surprised that these guys made it as far as they did. But after the pandemic happened, and that, that just raising the prices on just about everything, combined with the current, there's multiple conflicts going on in the world as well. There's the war in Ukraine, the illegal Russian invasion, which has had a direct impact on not only food prices, but material prices around the world. There's multiple conflicts active in the Middle East, which is having economic impacts, as well as more recent conflicts in Africa that are also having direct economic impacts around the world for the very same reasons. All of these things are important and impacting a lot of things, and actually impacting this industry as well, the hemp industry, but also the hemp industry is doing a lot of harm to itself. It's really just a monster industry that is just filled with a lot of cutthroat, just heinous shit, and a lot of that is relating to quality control. And this has been a topic that's been springing up lately, especially concerning Delta 8, because of things like, for example, residual solvents and toxicants and things like that still being found left over in a lot of products, not just Delta 8, but in some cases CBD, some cases HHC, just literally anything that can be made, and sold. It doesn't matter what it might be. You really have to do your due diligence with anything that you're going to buy, and anything that you're going to put into your body or someone else's body, anything that you're going to buy. You should be doing your due diligence. As just don't ever skimp on it. Always check the COAs. If a product does not have COAs, don't fucking buy it. I don't care how appealing it might look, how many reviews it might look, especially if it doesn't have any reviews. Always look at the reviews, and always make sure that, just read them to see that they're not like bot reviews. Like, something I've been noticing lately is that there's like brands that will buy bot reviews to use against other brands, like making like 1-star, 2-star reviews to like lower a product's to try to make a product seem less enticing. Just there's a lot of cutthroat shit. In some cases, some of the people that create businesses in the hemp industry aren't even pro hemp or pro marijuana. They're like, they vote against legislators and legislations to support these things. Like, and yet they go in there into the industry creating like a lot of low quality bullshit to make a buck. Like the most cynical, evil, materialistic, hedonistic nonsense you can imagine. And that's just, that is corporatism and capitalism for you. But anyway, Apical Greens, right? What happened to these guys? Largely, a lot of what I was just talking about. I'm not suggesting that these guys were corrupt, so to speak. It's just that quality-wise and content-wise, they just couldn't keep up. The industry has been moving and progressing a lot at a very rapid pace these past few years, mostly because of 2017 and then the eventual 2018 Farm Bill, which essentially made it easier and made it legal to sell and produce a lot of these things. And it's you're going to be seeing a lot more products, and a lot more brands springing up and disappearing over these years. But all these products here are HEC products, but I actually started out with THCO products from them. It was THCO infused hemp bud, CBD bud, CBD flower, and it was pretty mediocre. It was, at first, it hit pretty well, and it made me feel nice mentally and helped with my anxiety and my stress and things like that, my blood pressure. It helped with a lot of that, but overall, like, the potency quickly dipped out and just went away, and I was really reluctant, and I started to become more cynical about the very concept of alt cannabinoids and things like that until I tried their HHC offerings, which were way more potent and changed my whole outlook on these things. And to this day, most of the things that I smoke are HHC derived, or not HHC derived, just HHC period. But just I don't really do like alternative things anymore, like HHCO. But I do have a review coming for that later. But anyway, yeah, this brand, they just couldn't keep up. They would always introduce items, and then just regardless of the reception of those items, they would just like take them away and never bring them back. Like one of my favorite strains was some of their THCO. I forget what the name of it was. It had something to do with like a clown, but it was really good. It was like the only strain that really hit me really good consistently, and they never brought it back. And it was just like, what the fuck? And it's like, why? You can't expect to maintain customers when you're constantly shuffling offerings in and out of your lineup with like no rhyme or reason. And not only that, but it's like the value proposition just wasn't there. Like, this is the only size that you can get their HHC distillate in. It was 1 gram, and even then, it wasn't always a full gram. Sometimes you would get a gram, sometimes it would be like 800 milligrams, or 700 in some cases, or even there was one egregious example where it was like, I'm kind of slurring, I'm still kind of zooted right now, but I mean there were like 2 examples where some of these things that I got, like the containers only had like half full, you know. It was dog shit in some cases. The quality control was all over the place, and indexed in Google I could see like some reviews on different websites, and the quality control was apparently an issue for a long time. So I think the quality control, along with like just the sheer cost and upkeep of even just running a business of this magnitude, because I don't even think they had retail stores. Like, and if you've got retail stores, like, you know, the real estate costs, the security costs, all of the upkeep, you know, you got to pay staff, you got to pay managers, you got to pay legal counsel, you got to pay for your cultivation centers, your production centers, your bud tenders, so many different roles, so many different just buildings and just elements of the production, and just all around the whole chain. There's just so much shit involved, and it just at some point it just wasn't going to be feasible for them to keep going, and that's exactly what happened, unfortunately. So they just kind of went out, and eventually, like, their website they did like a big clearance sale, and then it said like, oh, we're not taking orders anymore at this time, thanks to everyone that ever shopped or whatever. And the wording of "at this time" made it seem like, to me, like maybe they were going to come back. But now the website is just completely dead. There's no domain there anymore. It's just a blank white page. It just doesn't get you anything anymore. So it's like, damn, man, like they were here, and just like that, they're just completely gone. And it's just like, that's the reality of this business and this industry. So I don't know, I saw that late last month, and I just kind of wanted to make a video about it, talking about that, as well as making just a rant, kind of like a rambling video about like the industry and how scuzzy it can be, because I've got more videos kind of where I'm going to go more in depth about that. But yeah, just do your due diligence, people. That's kind of why I make these videos. I'm trying to spread awareness about good products, or products that people should either go for or avoid, brands as well. We're all in this together, so it's still, the industry is still in a very nascent state, and it's going to be crazy going forward. We're going to be seeing a lot of crazy bullshit happening. So Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Always exercise caution and due diligence and critical thinking. Always. Just in all walks of life. Alright. Take care, everyone. Peace.